Happy Thursday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Yes, you know it. This is Ungoverned. Welcome. I'm very excited as I'm going to, tomorrow we're going to have some fun. Our first Christmas Carol of the season will come out. 'Tis the season. That's what you can look forward to. I made some changes to it. One of those wacky nights with a headache that I can't even believe is possible. Waking up in the middle of the night, not being able to go back to sleep. You get some ideas. Anyway, yeah, it was the perfect show last night to prep with a massive migraine because it's about Ilhan Omar, who in and of herself is a massive migraine. She may be worse, actually. And I somehow missed this. You know, on X, I switched over from the For You feed, which was getting polluted with a bunch of garbage. It was either Nick Fuentes or it was some Democrat, which basically are one and the same now. And so I was like, I don't want to see any of this. So I went back to the following feed on my X page instead of the For You feed. You know, because I follow people for a reason. I want to see their content. So that's what I was doing. And I missed a bunch of this stuff. I somehow missed 2 days ago, Donald Trump called Ilhan Omar garbage. And I was, how the hell did I miss that? And so I'm sitting there going, well, the garbage man, he had the garbage truck, she's garbage. So we're going to have, because guess what? And there may be people, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say this, but there may be some, there probably will be some, who are going to go, don't call another woman garbage. So I'm not calling another woman garbage. I'm calling garbage. Ilhan Omar is trash. He is 100% right about her. That is how we should be talking about her. She's a human being, but she's a pretty sugar honey iced TTY human being, okay? There is nothing, don't talk about her that way if I see people. If you don't like the way that I'm talking about Ilhan Omar, then this is just not your show. It's fine. Come back tomorrow. I probably won't be talking about her this bad. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's a garbage person. She has garbage values. She comes from a garbage country. She is a garbage human being. I'm not dehumanizing her. I said she's a garbage human being. I have no respect for you. Some people did something. We got a bunch of clips from her crying about the whole, well, Trump called me garbage, called Somalians garbage. Well, you know what? Maybe this country, you know, next year, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday, right? America 250. And somehow, some way, our country survived 250 years without Somalia's help. Imagine that. Now, if you are somebody from Somalia or of Somali descent, it's not a me versus you thing. It's not an us versus you thing. It's not a you're not allowed in the club thing. If you came here legally and you're assimilating and you want to provide value to this country, I want you here. But we all know that's not what's going on. And I'm not talking about all Somalians, also people of Somali descent, or in Minneapolis, Minnesota, wherever you're at. And, you know, I'm Somali, he's talking about me. No. Because this is what the left wants to do. He's talking about all Somalians. Well, when you look at the fraud scheme that was uncovered in Minnesota, over like 80% of those indicted in those schemes were Somalians, okay? And it is not racist to point that out. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. But before we get to this episode, which is just going to be putting Ilhan Omar on a tee and just driving her as far down the range as possible for you golf fans out there. You know, you go to your driving range, you take out the driver, thing looks like a mallet, right? You're getting ready, crush the golf ball, and it's just time to tee off. Sometimes I would used to go to the driving range. If I was angry about something, I would just go and just hit 300 golf balls. I'd have blisters on my hands, but I would not be angry. Right? That's how we're going to treat Ilhan today, because that's how she should be treated. And I'm tired of people freaking out. Oh, Donald Trump said retarded. Oh, Donald Trump, he said quiet piggy. Oh, he called Ilhan Omar garbage. Should we go down the list of the things that not only you people have called Donald Trump, but you've called us too? Should we go down the list of names and incendiary rhetoric and dehumanizing rhetoric that you have thrown at and labeled conservatives with, which led to the death of Charlie Kirk? How about we go down that list? Nazi, fascist, threat to democracy, traitor, insurrectionist, white supremacist, racist, xenophobe, bigot. Yeah, I mean, how about all those? How about all those? How about the lists Antifa has put people on? What about the fact that us, personally, the two folks here that are on the other side of this camera and these microphones, we were swatted and targeted. That's not a problem. But Donald Trump says quiet piggy. He says retarded in a Truth Social post, and he calls Ilhan Omar garbage. And now I'm supposed to care. Now I'm supposed to go, hey, Don, calm down. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You people need to, you know what? You people who are hyperventilating over words, how about you? How about you experience what it's like being targeted by your political opponents? Not targeted in attack ads and targeted in, targeted by words. How about targeted by actual actions? They wouldn't last a day. Before we get to Ilhan, I want to get to this, though. The drug boat. They're actually calling it drug boat gate. They're actually doing this. I told you yesterday, they are going to, in the 2026 midterms, they're going to use this drug boat thing as their way to prop up impeaching Donald Trump again. And we all know that if they take the House, they're going to impeach him. Now, they may impeach him over something different that they fabricate down the road. If and when they retake the House, let's hope they don't. And that falls on us. But it will be the drug boats. They say war crimes have been committed. They're going to take the House and they'll impeach Donald Trump over war crimes, and they'll go after Hegseth again. But I want to play for you. First, from the cabinet meeting a couple days ago, I wanted to play this for you yesterday. I didn't get a chance. Here's Pete Hegseth saying, oh, you had a problem with the drug boats? You got a problem with them getting bombed? Yeah, this is only the beginning. We're going to continue to do it. Watch this.
As I've said, and I'll say again, we've only just begun striking narco boats and putting narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean because they've been poisoning the American people. And Joe Biden tried to approach it with kid gloves and allowed them to come across the border. Cartels take over community, 20 million people, hundreds of thousands of Americans poisoned. And President Trump said, no, we're taking the gloves off. We're taking the fight to these designated terror organizations, and it's exactly what we're doing. So we're stopping the drugs, we're striking the boats, we're defeating narco terrorists, and we're standing...
And you may say one thing, that drugs coming in through the sea by sea are down 91%. And I don't know who the 9% is.
I'm not sure either, sir.
But down 91% by sea.
We've had a bit of a pause because it's hard to find boats to strike right now, which is the entire point, right? Deterrence has to matter, not arrest and hand over and then do it again, the rinse and repeat approach of previous administrations. This is meant to get after that approach. And I will just end by saying, as President Trump always has our back, we always have the back of our commanders who are making decisions in difficult situations, and we do in this case and all these strikes. They're making judgment calls and ensuring that they defend the American people. They've done the right things. We'll keep doing that, and we have their backs, Mr. President.
Good job.
Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump are saving American lives. Let's not sugarcoat this. 3,000 people died on 9/11, and we went into Afghanistan. It was 10 plus years. It was a bloody conflict. It was tough for some of our troops, a lot of our troops that were there. Iraq, same deal. Look at the reaction that we had to 3,000 lives from September 11th, okay? Which I'm fine with that reaction, by the way. You mess with us, Toby Keith says, we'll put a boot in your ass. That's what we got to do. Okay? Going after the terrorists. hundreds of thousands, not 3,000, that's a lot in a day. Hundreds of thousands of Americans, many young kids, just, maybe 18 to 24, hundreds of thousands of Americans are being killed by fentanyl and drugs in this country. Hundreds of thousands. Like for you college football fans, that's a football stadium of people dead every year. I think it was 80-something thousand this year. That's like the capacity of MetLife Stadium where the Jets and Giants play. It's insane. And we're supposed to what? Be nice to those people? Oh, they could be fishing boats. Really? I've never seen a fishing boat with, it looks like a racing boat with all these blue barrels on them and not a single fishing rod. It could be a fishing, whoa. But I want you to watch this because this is what the Democrats are doing. They are gaslighting the hell out of people. This is insane how they're running cover for these narco-terrorists. Now, here comes Obi-Wan Kenobi. These aren't the droids you're looking for. There's no such thing as a narco-terrorist. I'm not kidding. This is what Jim Himes said. Listen to this.
There is no such thing as a narco-terrorist. There are very, very bad narcotics people, cartels, etc., but they're desperate to make this look like it's ISIS or Al-Qaeda because that's the very thin line on which their illegal use of the United States military to take these people out resides.
There's no such thing as a narco-terrorist, but there are very, very bad narcotics people. Are you kidding me? How much clown makeup do you put on every morning before you get in front of a camera and say something as stupid as that? Well, there's no such thing as narco-terrorists. They're just very, very bad narcotics people. They're terrorists. They have killed hundreds of thousands of Americans, and you want it to continue. These aren't the droids you're looking for. There's no such thing as a narco-terrorist. They're just, very, very bad narcotics people. Give me a break, you absolute clown. To the Department of War and the Secretary of the Department of War, Pete Hegseth, to the President of the United States, keep bombing drug boats. You are saving lives. And we thank you for that. Quick word from our friends over at OFP Farms, OFPFarms.com. It's Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. Deck the halls with cheer from OFP Farms. What?
You just said that so agreeing.
I'm like,
deck the halls with cheer.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm still on the constraints of this headache.
That was very holy and jolly.
Holy and jolly. Cheer. You know why? Because the drug boats are gone. That's why. Most of them are. Who are the 9%? Trump said, who are the 9%? Pete Egg said, it's like, damn, I got to find them. Check it out, folks. Holiday gift sets are jingling and ready to impress. Famous for their fabulous gift bundles. They've packed Santa's sleigh with goodies for every budget. Hold on to your elf hats because they're dropping a merry surprise with not a 5, not a 10, not a 15, a 20% Christmas discount. The sale is on. So scoop up those holiday gift sets, delightful treats for her, wellness treasures, and a beard and bath sets that will marvel you. Unbelievable. Beard and bath. First of all, you ever see Corey's beard? Corey, what happened? Whoa. Corey's got an unbelievable beard. And the only reason it's so unbelievable is because he's got his own products in that thing, keeping it nice and healthy. Folks, head over to OFP Farms now. Supplies are rarer than snow in the tropics. Once they're gone forever. Again, OFPFarms.com. Get 20% off today with your code Sean from now until the end of the year. But get your holiday shopping done at OFP. It's Oscar Foxtrot, Papa Farms, OFPFarms.com. OFPFarms.com. Next up, a word from our good friends over at Silent. You must be silent. Silence the chaos. SLNT.com/Sean. Folks, you know your phone is a tracking device between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals. They're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint. They don't ask. They just go on and take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communication. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. It's the same technology trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, it's available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a Silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent, invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean to save 15% and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is silentslnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. slnt.com. Silence the chaos and go silent today. One day I'm going to come on here and paint my face green like the Wizard of Oz and do a real silence, and it'll scare the bejeebies off of everybody. All right. Let's get into Ilhan Omar, because we got to take the trash out, not leave the trash in. Send her right to the dump. Back to Somalia. Might as well. Here is, I don't know how I missed this, but here is Donald Trump calling her garbage. And people, oh my gosh, he's dehumanizing. He's being mean to Ilhan Omar. Okay.
Dehumanizing.
So Ilhan Omar can bitch and moan from the halls of Congress about how bad our country is and how racist our Constitution is and how flawed and how terrible all the bad things about America. And she could wag her finger at Americans, the country that took her in. But we can't say a bad word about Ilhan Omar. Why? Because she's a woman of color. Why? Because she wears a towel on her head. I can't say something about her. All right, here's Donald Trump saying, just like he treated Hillary Clinton, saying everything that we want to say about Ilhan Omar. Take a listen.
You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
I cannot agree with I can't agree with it more. I can't agree with what he said any more than I do. Anybody disagree with Trump there? How could you? And you could tell this guy's pissed off. You could tell, you know what? I know that everyone's like, oh, Donald Trump likes loyalty and he likes when you say nice things about him. Doesn't everybody, really, at the end of the day? But I don't even know if it's necessarily that. I mean, he has the persona, you know, I'm the greatest, the biggest, the best, the strongest, the best. But that's a Queens thing. And if you've heard Dan Bongino break that down, which, by the way, happy 51st birthday to Dan Bongino today.
Happy birthday to you.
But you know what I think he really does like? Genuinely, not part of the persona that he puts out and, you know, the character that he's basically built. Not that Donald Trump is fake. I'm just saying there's the Queens element is very significant. You got to listen to Bongino break that down. It's like hardwired, okay? I think Donald Trump likes when people show gratitude where appropriate. I think so. And I don't blame him for it. Ilhan and the rest of her Somali tribal savages that are living in this country, doing nothing but bitching and moaning and complaining and wagging their fingers and telling us how nasty of a country we are not grateful for the fact that they're even here. And you can make the argument that none of them should be here. Why are we taking refugees from Somalia? We've made it this far without doing that. We're just fine. What do we need you for? You want to come here legally through the immigration process and assimilate? Come on in. But if you're just going to get dropped in here, like what Obama did with these people, we're just going to get them. What duty is it of the United States to rescue Somalians? You want to tell us how bad our country is when you came from Somalia?
Yuck.
Give me a... You guys are still living in huts. Give me a break. And you know why? You know what it is? I've never liked Ilhan Omar. For obvious reasons. A, her values, awful. B, we got the Islam problem. She refuses to condemn radical Islam. She will never do it. But this is really where I said, she said what about 9/11? Some people did something? Okay, all right. For those of you who haven't seen it, here is Ilhan Omar at an event for the Council of American Islamic Relations, CARE, very troublesome organization. Talking about 9/11. Some people did something. Watch this.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
Because you lost the trust of people to handle your civil liberties like humans and not savages. Some people did something. That was the moment I said, oh, okay, got it. You're garbage. Garbage. I really don't care who has a problem with that. That woman is garbage. She is trash. She should be treated as such. Discarded with anything else we don't want in this country. Because we don't want her here. We don't. And people will, I don't know. Yeah, it's time to take a side at this point. You're either going to turn your country over to people like that. Some people did something. Or you're going to take a stand and say, nah, it's our country, not yours. Get out. I like that option better than letting Jar Jar Binks, Husa or Yusa, run our country. No thanks. Here's Trump talking about the actual country of Somalia, which is, it's a mess. It's not even an exaggeration. If it's so good, why do they all want to come here? Just stay in Somalia if it's such a great place. Watch.
And all they do is complain, complain, complain. You have her. She's always talking about the Constitution provides me with... go back to your own country and figure out your Constitution. All she does is complain about this country. And without this country, she would not be in very good shape. She probably wouldn't be alive right now. So Somalia is considered by many to be the worst country on earth. I don't know. I haven't been there. I won't be there anytime soon, I hope. But what Somalia, what the Somalian people have done to Minnesota is not even believable. It's not even believable. And a lot of it starts with the governor.
Yeah, Tim Walz. He's owned by the Somalian voting bloc out there in Minneapolis and Minnesota. You just had Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, giving Somalians at a press conference, giving them a speech in Somalian. What are we doing? Oh my goodness. Now, here's one of the best things about what's going on. Remember when the sombrero memes came out? Why did the sombrero memes come out? Do you remember, Brennan, why the sombrero memes became a thing?
Yeah, because that's what the government shut down. Right?
Well, the government shut down.
The money to illegals.
Yes, but they put a sombrero on Hakeem Jeffries first time, and then it was like, all right, memes, that's funny. Why did it become a huge thing?
Because he reacted so ridiculously.
Because he went on a media tour. Oh, this bigotry. Dollar store, this bigotry. This racism is unacceptable. Well, when leftists do that, what do I do? When I see leftists going on a media tour crying about mean tweets or mean words or memes that they didn't like, what do? I go, oh, this is a sore point? Yeah, I'm going to keep poking that. We're just going to keep poking at them. We're going to bludgeon them to rhetorical death rhetorically over this point. Oh, you don't like the garbage comment? You're garbage. Here, go on the media, complain again. Here is CNN. Here's Ilhan. Some people do something on CNN complaining about, he called me garbage. Oh, poor me. You know what? It's better than what would have happened to you in Somalia.
Shocking to hear it, although I don't know how shocked you are at this point anymore. But Somali immigrants, in general, you in particular have been the target of his attacks for a long time. What's your response?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked because we know that the president oftentimes resorts to very bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic, racist rhetoric when he is trying.
She hit all of them. Did you hear that? She went down the whole list. Ready?
What's your response?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked because we know that the president oftentimes resorts to very bigoted, xenophobic,
1,
Islamophobic,
2, 3,
racist
4
rhetoric when he is trying.
Bigoted, xenophobic, Islamophobic, racist. She hit 4 in 2 seconds.
To scapegoat and deflect from the actual failures that he has himself. We know that this administration has not fulfilled the majority of the promises that they've made, whether it is bringing costs down, whether it is the tariffs that are decimating businesses in the United States, whether it is the possible war crimes that his defense secretary
There's the war crimes. I'm telling you, that's going to be the impeachment
and
hoax.
so, to me, it is important for us, one, to remind folks that we are Americans. We're not going anywhere, and we will continue to be in this country. And two, that Minnesotans are resilient, and we will continue to thrive.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Here's one more clip of her. This is on MS Now. It's not MSNBC anymore. It's MS Now. They want to be like, it sounds like they're trying to, well, obviously they're rebranding because the MSNBC brand is in the Captain Shitter. But MS Now, I feel like that's them. They want to upscale. It was MSNBC, MS Now. I feel like they're in the ivory tower looking at, we're in MS now.
Sounds retarded to me.
Brennan's leaning in.
I'm really so glad that that's back. That was my childhood.
Brennan's leaning, well.
My cheerleading coach, we called her Tard.
Ah, there you go.
That was her nickname. Like, even she called herself that. Like, that used to be the norm.
You know, that's like the whole term of endearment versus slur thing. Yeah. They're words. Now, Ilhan Omar went on MS Now, and she was, again, pitching a fit. So that was CNN. Here's MS Now, formerly known as MSNBC.
He's always been a racist, a bigot, a xenophobic, and Islamophobic.
There it is, the same 4 lines. Did you see it? Did you hear it? He's always been racist, xenophobic, a bigot, and Islamophobic. Again, it's like she scripted this, like she had it ready to go.
He's always been a racist, a bigot, a xenophobic, and Islamophobic. We know that he called African nations a shithole in his first administration.
Was he wrong?
We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And so it is not surprising that he is going after black immigrants in this country. And it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim. But what I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming. And we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
Okay. All right. I agree with you. I agree with you. Let me wave the pom-poms for Ilhan Omar. Oh, my gosh. Her friends would gut you, lady. Gut you. He's always been racist. Some people did something. Okay. All right. You notice how she said, we are Americans, but she never said we love America. She said we love Minnesota. Oh, you love little Somalia. Well, if you love little Somalia, you'd really love big Somalia. Why don't you go? Just go back if it's so bad. Can't do that. Can't do that. Oh, Donald Trump is choosing to single out Somalian immigrants? No, not at all. Donald Trump is saying, hey, why are all these Somalian immigrants stealing taxpayer money and sending it over to Somalia and putting it in the hands of a terror organization? That's what Donald Trump is doing. And he's saying, hey, the place that these people came from was an awful place. And if they wanted to escape an awful place, why did they come to a nice place and make the nice place an awful place? And in the words of Andrew Wilkow, you cannot bring there here without here becoming there. What is happening in Dearborn, Michigan? A lot of there came here. And now here, Dearborn looks a lot like over there. What is going on in Minneapolis? A lot of there came here. And now here, Minneapolis, a major U.S. metropolitan city, looks a lot like over there. To the point where they almost elected somebody from over there to be the mayor of a city over here. Omar Fateh, or whatever his name is. Import the third world. Become the third world. Now, if there are people that are coming legally through the process, the immigration process, from a third world country with dreams and aspirations to contribute to this country, no problem. Those people are coming here to overthrow this country. Ilhan Omar is coming over here to fundamentally change this country. She bitches and moans and talks about everything that she hates about this country. Then maybe you should go back to the country that you came from, where people marry 9-year-olds, have intimate relationships with goats, and are not very kind to women. No, you can't do that, can you? Can you tell that I do not like Ilhan Omar? And don't worry, Ilhan, before anybody freaks out, did you hear what he said this morning? Just some person said something. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. And I did it without dropping the F-bomb. I didn't think that was going to be possible today after last night's headache.
Very good. Oh, squirt, squirt.
Are we really having a hard time with Mo this morning?
Yep.
Wow. That's disappointing. I may have to move the goalpost today as a reprimand.
We're never going to see Mo ever again.
No, I have to.
They've been lazy lately.
Might have to be shifted. No, it's the holiday season. That's what happens. It's okay. All right. Hit the thumbs up. I also haven't asked this morning.
But Meemaw has been in the chat.
Meemaw's in there enforcing the rules. Yeah. For those of you who are maybe not in the chat, but you're watching, if you're watching on Rumble, or if you're watching anywhere, just hit the Rumble. We call it the Rumble button. The thumbs up. Used to be a boxing glove. We're for like OGs. Used to be a boxing glove. Rumbles. Give us a rumble. Give us a like. When we hit 800 on the stream, that's when you guys get to see Mo, who is the world's favorite hedgehog. All right. Let's get to a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. It's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. And then I got to play for you because speaking of Minneapolis, this is not going to end well if this happens in Minneapolis. I'll show you what I mean after a word from our friends here at Golden Crest and then our boys at Captain Shitties. But first, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees, no pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen and it'll take you right there. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA. Again, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA.
GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA. Thank you. It's Mo time. There he is. Excited. Mo. Mo is excited. Mo, do you like Ilhan Omar? No. Okay.
Mo
does not like
Got a
Ilhan
lot on his
Omar.
mind.
All right. One more word from our friends at Captain Shitty's, and then I got to play for you what's going on in Minneapolis. This could be real dangerous. This could get real dangerous. We'll get to that in a second. Captain Shitty's Southwest Salsa, folks. We love Captain Shitty's. They are amazing, and their salsa tastes so good. Mwah! De la noche, mi amino. Mwah, 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 mwah. You're so beautiful. Okay. Captain Shitty's Southwest Salsa isn't just a dip. It is a high seas adventure for your taste buds. Avast, ye landlubbers! The captain bellows from inside the jar. He actually said it from inside the jar. You didn't know that. I opened it up and he said, watch. I opened it up and he said, Avast, ye landlubbers! Okay.
That's a good one.
Pretty good, right?
I like that.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham, watch out. Just kidding. He's really funny. And he's apparently based, too. Avast, ye landlubbers, the captain bellows from inside the jar. Treasure awaits a booty of bold jalapenos, swashbuckling onions, and a gold mine of ripe tomatoes. This chunky, briny concoction is rumored to be forged from salvaged doubloons and pirate tears. One taste and you'll be singing shanties and walking the plank for more. It's got a spicy swagger that could make Blackbeard blush and a tangy zest. Dive in if you dare to Captain Shitty's Liquid Gold. It's Captain Shitty's, SCHIDDYS, CaptainShitty's.com, CaptainShitty's.com. Check it out. Hey, before you know it, playoffs, NFL playoffs. Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? NFL playoffs, Super Bowl. Everyone loves a good chips and dip, right? Chips and salsa. This stuff, though, I'll tell you, it doesn't get watery like some of the store brand stuff. You know, when you open it up after a few days and there's like a lake and you have to strain it or else you get watery salsa. Blah. Who wants to deal with that? Well, you don't have to deal with that with Captain Shitty. So check it out, CaptainShitty's.com, CaptainShitty's.com. Minneapolis. Redneck says, surrender the booty. Don't say that too close to Buttigieg. He will surrender his booty to you. Excuse me. This was also the name of my boat, Surrender the Booty. That's funny. This situation in Minneapolis, did anybody see... It's in the Bad Moon saying thick shitty. What is he doing? What are you guys up to? It's great. All right. Did anybody see this? It's going on in the ticker, I think. Yeah, there it is in the ticker right now. What's going on in Minneapolis? This could lead to some real bad stuff. I'm going to play this for you. Just think about if people, and they probably will, if people heed this advice given by the police chief in Minneapolis. Listen.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document. Whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if that there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is, a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force or anything like that, they absolutely have a duty to intervene as police.
Oh, if you don't know if they're law enforcement, call 911. So you're telling people in Minneapolis, if they see somebody, if they, an illegal getting arrested, and you could tell, well, if it looks like they're being kidnapped, call 911. There's no reason to tell people that. They know what to do when they see someone actually getting kidnapped. He is tacitly implying and urging people in Minneapolis to call 911 if they see ICE arresting an illegal alien. So what happens? What happens when somebody does call 911 on federal law enforcement? And on one side, you've got Minneapolis police officers with guns, and on the other side, you have federal officers with guns. What happens next? Kind of sounds like the beginning of a civil war, huh? What happened?
You're freezing really bad, and there's not really any sound.
That's not happening on my... Oh, it did. It did.
Yeah. It started with that guy, and it still got
Something went down. Okay. It looks to be fixing now, so it'll come back. We had I guess one of those little... We haven't had this happen in a long time. It should be better. It should be better now. I'm going to play that clip again.
Oh, hold on now, because you're still...
Well, you're going to be way behind me, though. It should be back to normal right now. Everything's reading fine. So, hopefully that resolves itself. Can we just... Is it still... it's still kind of... Yeah, there's a little audio. I'm just going to have to roll with it, guys. I can't fix anything. I don't know why this happens, that every now and again it does. Oh, I wonder if... No, the VPN's not on. I'm going to play this guy again. Take a listen and see what's going on here. This is, again, in Minneapolis, the police chief. Take a listen.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear. That's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document. Whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if that there's law enforcement present or not. And that's something else that's additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear it, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is...
Urging people to call 911 if they see ICE doing their job. Because that's all that's happening, is ICE is doing their job. That's all that's happening. ICE is doing their job. And if you have the police, the Minneapolis police, showing up because somebody called 911, oh, there's a Somali being kidnapped by masked people. Are they law enforcement? Well, I don't know. I've never seen law enforcement act like this before. Cops show up. You got Minneapolis police officers now with guns. You've got federal officers now with guns. And now what happens? Now what happens? That's a very tense situation. That's a very tense situation. That could end very badly. You know, the left wants it to end badly. The left wants it to end badly. They want to stoke this conflict, and they want to make the federal government look like an overzealous authoritarian branch. That's what they want, the executive branch. They want ICE to look like the Gestapo. Make no mistake, they want guns drawn, cops, feds. They want it. They don't care about life. They don't care who gets hurt. They want to destabilize the country. And they're now throwing police officers in the middle. Oh, so now people are going to get because nobody in the history of 911 calls has ever called something in that isn't accurate, right? Nobody would ever do that. Oh, yeah? Because it happened to us. This is our 911 call. You think a bunch of people who frequent Starbucks every morning, goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating, high IQ stupid people, as Senator John Kennedy would say, you think a bunch of those people aren't going to call the 911 on ICE? What do you think this is going to be? I think someone's getting kidnapped by a criminal right now, even though they have, it's a government truck and it looks like an immigration operation. Please send the cop. That's not going to end well. That has the potential to go very badly. And I hope for the best scenario there. You know people are going to be calling the cops on ICE in Minneapolis. You know it. And now you've got two law enforcement forces, one at the city level, one at the federal level. Both are armed and both don't know what the hell's going on and why each other are there. No good. No good. All right. Quick break. And we'll get to a word. Is everything kind of resolving a little bit?
This audio's all off.
The audio's off?
Yeah. It doesn't. There's a lag.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on, guys. I have no idea.
The audio's working, but it's not.
So then, all right. So then that's all I could do.
Yeah.
And we certainly don't need to dwell on that. That's all. There's nothing I can do about it.
No.
What am I supposed to do?
Just listen, and that's the important part. Just the video's laggy.
I have no idea why everything's fine on this. That might not be an us thing, or it might be. I might have to call AT&T. I don't know. All right. A quick break from our friends for a word from our friends over at tryarmor.com/LFA TV. It's tryarmor.com/LFA TV. TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Folks, you know I'm on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity, gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. Well, that is what Armor Colostrum can do for you and a whole lot more. Colostrum is the first nutrition that we receive in life. Check it out. You can get 30% off now because of holiday off your first prescription at tryarmor.com/LFA TV. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life and contains all the essential nutrients our bodies need in order to thrive. You can help reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow again. Stimulate stem cells and collagen production. It increases elasticity for plumper skin, guarding against UV damage, chemicals and pollutants from the environment, and it helps clear blemishes for a glowy complexion. It can fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism and can help fuel your fitness, performance, and recovery. Check it out at Try. It's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. TryArmra.com/LFA TV. Try, TRYARMRA.com/LFA triarmor.com/LFA TV for 30% now, you can see. 30% off of your first order. triarmor.com/LFA TV. Let's go into a little bit more in depth with immigration here. How about this one out of New York? 7,000 criminal illegal aliens have been released from New York State jails, not just New York City, New York State jails, despite ICE having detainers on them. Say, keep these guys in custody. Nope. 7,000 illegal aliens. So who knows who they are? Jesus Romero Hernandez has been deported 7 times. 7 times. Before attacking a police officer in Ithaca, New York with a machete. ICE just removed him now for the 8th time. New York's sanctuary policies are allowing violent offenders, including suspects tied to dozens of homicides, to walk free despite active ICE detainers requesting they be transferred for deportation. How is this legal? The left is always so quick to sue. Where are the lawsuits, the temporary restraining orders, the injunctions, whatever, that essentially make sanctuary city laws unconstitutional? How is it legal? I don't get it. If a state is aiding and abetting criminals and helping them evade federal law enforcement, I don't understand how that works. I don't like it. It just, to me, doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be allowed, I think. And at the same time, I guess, the federal government has laws, and then there's different laws in different states. But federal immigration law, especially when you're dealing with people who aren't citizens of the United States, I don't know. I feel like something's wrong. Where are the lawsuits? We got to get some clarity there. Nobody's, how come we never sue? They always do the suing. We never sue. I think we should start doing that. All right, one more. How about this guy from Ukraine? That's interesting. Ukraine? Yes, Ukraine. A Ukrainian fugitive wanted for drug trafficking who came into the United States as a refugee during the Biden administration was just arrested. This is a name. Anhelina Polishuk, a 40-year-old Ukrainian national, a female, was arrested on November 20th and identified as an armed and dangerous escape risk. Very nice. Aren't you happy we let them in? Immigration and Customs Enforcement Buffalo Fugitive Operations, Buffalo, huh? Announced on Wednesday that they arrested a criminal illegal immigrant who is an international fugitive and during a targeted operation in late November. Polishuk entered the United States in 2023 through JFK Airport under a parole program for Ukrainians established during the Biden administration. She, quote, attempted to use this program to evade justice, ICE said. Foreign criminals will not exploit our immigration laws to escape justice in their home countries, said ICE Buffalo Enforcement and Removal Operations Acting Field Office Director Tammy Marich. She's probably a Bills fan, by the way, this lady. Officers are committed to protecting the public by ensuring criminals are not allowed to freely roam the streets of New York. This is not what New Yorkers wanted. The arrest is part of ICE's ongoing effort in New York, despite the state's sanctuary policies. ICE Director Todd Lyons recently sent a letter to New York Attorney General Letitia James, urging her to honor ICE arrest detainers for over 7,000 criminal illegals. We just talked about that. So here's an international drug trafficker. She's wanted for drug trafficking in her country and in Ukraine. She came here. Oh, well, we were told that would never happen. And plus, they're all vetted. At RICO 6, very good. Properly vetted, right? They were properly vetted. They're properly vetted. And this is why I said the other day, I don't care where these quote-unquote refugees are from. I don't care where they're from, right? They could be from Ukraine. They could be from Somalia, Afghanistan, Iraq, Germany, Belgium, Poland, Pakistan, India, or as I famously said, your sister's Assistan. I don't care where they're from. We need to take none of them. Why? 2 words. We're full. We're full. No vacancies. Sorry, not sorry. Actually, I'm not even sorry, not sorry. I'm just not sorry. You can't come in. We have no room. Full. Totally full. We were told they're vetted. Oh, no, these are people that are coming for a better life. Well, I want a better life too. You know, we could get a lot more money if I go rob a bank today. But if I go and rob a bank and say, well, I was just doing that in search of a better life, I'm going to jail. It's not an excuse to break the law. I want to have a better life, so I'm going to break the law. No, you're a criminal, and you're going to lose your rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Hey, look, if you're an illegal alien in this country, you're not even a citizen, good luck. It's time this administration cracks down on this. I'm happy that he's pausing asylum. It sounds like he's going to, Donald Trump is going to expand that travel ban. But I am here, right? Like, completely had it with half of the country, really, and one of the country's 2 major political parties putting foreigners who they are actively importing into our country ahead of Americans. It is time to reject every last asylum claim that comes in. It is time to remove every asylum seeker who has an asylum grant or an asylum petition pending. And it is time to put Americans, native-born Americans, first. Stop giving away the jobs. Stop giving away the housing. Stop giving away the money and the benefits. And start putting it into our people, not some other country's people. And on that note, we have MAGA Mo. There he goes. There he goes. Ready?
Woo!
Ballin'. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Harrell is up next. As he said earlier in this chat, big show planned. I'm sure he's going to go bonkers on all the Ilhan and all the immigration and all the stuff that goes on there. Rumble.com/LFA TV. Rumble.com/LFA TV. Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango Victor. Head over to the LFA TV website while you're waiting for Jeremy to come on. Holiday season. Take a look right here. 'Tis the season to spend a little bit over on the LFA TV website on some pretty cool stuff like this. You got 50% off at checkout in LFA. Look at that mason jar mug. Very cool. The LFA Christmas ornament. That's a great gift, either for yourselves, loved ones, family members, maybe even a little gag gift. You got Merry Christmas. There's nothing real bad on that, right? That's a nice thing. But then your liberal in the family turns on LFA TV, sees me saying Ilhan Omar should take a towel off her head. They're going to go, what did you give me this gift for that? It's great. LFATV.us, 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 or JeremyHarrell.com/store. Jeremy's coming up next. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. And we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early on 1210 WPHT, 745 to 945 Eastern. And then right here at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, rumble.com/LFA TV. Until then, bang gavel, everybody. Good night. And thank you for your attention to this matter.